Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the Daily SPY report for Friday, October 8th. I'll show you once again the big picture here. I think it's always worth reminding you that the longer-term trend is bullish by one definition, above 412.68. That's a longer-term rising channel bottom going back a year in activity. This is the daily chart of the SPY. It's based on the trend line that is presently at 464.47, well above the market. Both of these levels are able to contain monthly activity. And with regard to 412.68, quite possibly through the rest of the year, if it happens to get tested over the next few weeks, it could contain selling through the rest of the year, given the longer-term bullish dynamic that it sort of defines. Let's move on to today. You can see, actually, I'll back up a little bit and remind you that a couple of days ago on Wednesday, we closed above that 432.06 speed line. It's dropping daily. It was higher on Wednesday when we closed above it. We got really the one-day rally into the lower 440s. 441.68 was Thursday's high, just a hair off that 442.17 to 43.04 targeted resistance area. That area is still in play today, above 437.26. You don't really have to write these numbers down if you don't want to. I will be providing you support and resistance levels in written form at the very end of this video for you to see. But 437.26 can contain initial selling pressures, possibly daily selling pressures, and above which the 442.17 to 43.04 area is in reach today. But if we break 437.26, expect 436.03 intraday. That level also able to contain initial selling pressures. And if we break 36.03, then yes, 432.06, that speed line in reach today. That would be a meaningful sell-off today. 432.06 can contain selling through next week. And once tested, we can rally back into the 440s, the lower 440s again, within several days, 3 to 5 days. There is a scenario where through next week, we could trade inside that 432.06 to 443.04 speed lines. And we would have a meaningful directional signal if we closed outside of that area. So continuing with the downside, if we did settle today below the 432.06 speed line, I think that's a long shot. But if so, then we should, by the end of next week, continue south to that 420.51 channel bottom, which, like the former channel bottom that I showed you yesterday at 418 or so, is also dropping daily, and over the next week and a half will merge with that 412.68 long-term channel bottom. So, the way I could phrase this is closing today below 432.06 should, but over the next week or two, probably by the end of next week, yield that 412.68 long-term channel bottom, where the SPY can bottom out into November, quite possibly through the rest of the year. But we're not there. We're still actually above 437.26, and 442.17 to 43.04 is at play today, holding above 437.26. 442.17 to 43.04, that convergence of a channel top and descending 2/3 speed line, able to contain buying through next week, possibly the balance of October trade. Because as I've been saying, once we test this area, and we came very close to testing it on Thursday, so I'm going to say holding below 442.17, if you're looking at the 2 to 3 week time horizon, this market can continue south over the next several weeks to 412.68, so long as we continue holding below 442.17. Inversely, if we close today above 443.04, then we have a 2 to 3 week buy signal, as I've been mentioning before, that 464.09 trend line, then a realistic 2 to 3 week upside objective if we close today above 443.04. Now, on an intraday basis, it should be mentioned that if we push or open today above 443.04, I think you should expect at least 444.89 intraday. And I think, given that we're on a Friday and all, pushing through 443.04 early enough in the day, the first half of the day, we could quite easily reach 447.80 by the closing bell. 447.80 can contain session strength, but as I say, closing today above 443.04. This market looks bullish into later October, then anticipating that 464.09 trend line over the next few weeks. So I think that pretty much covers the SPY for Friday. I'll leave you with this image of the support and resistance levels for the next half minute or so, if you need to take a shot of that or take notes, whatever the case might be. Otherwise, the next report should come out Sunday afternoon for Monday's letter. And that's all I've got for today. You have a great evening.